here's your contract, welcome to the show. We got 3 episodes. And if we were good, we could get another 3. Do you know how fucking stressful that is?
Legacy, oh, legacy, oh.
My friends have saved me. My friends are the reason I still have a career. The father of my children had just split. And now I'm a single mother, and I'm scared shitless. It made me a better actor.
Yeah.
Not about what you look like, which I didn't even know was a hang-up of mine. But we had to mature into loving that episode. No, this is the funny part. I called him, and then we were getting off the phone, and I said, I'm so glad you called me. And he says, you called me.
Legacy, oh, legacy.
She's not gonna start crying. You didn't say anything.
I'm not going to start crying.
You're gonna get emotional.
I'm just going to smile really hard.
Gosh. Thank you for doing this.
I would hang out with you on purpose any fucking day of the week.
You're the best. You're light. You're such a light. You know, I think in sitting down with people like yourself that have had such a huge impact on me. Look at you, it's already started. It's just sort of, it feeds me in such a unique way. And I'm really grateful to people like yourself, Debbie Allen, Jada Pinkett, that have sat in that chair. It's sort of so affirming, but also circular.
Mm-hmm,
And so I just appreciate you being a part of the circle and allowing me to be a part of your orbit. So I'm excited to have this conversation.
And thank you for shining such a light on us, you know. You've been very, very generous to all of us and just keeping us seen. It's greatly appreciated.
Well, we're going to start at the beginning of your career for
Whip
me.
it out.
Okay, for me.
Okay.
And actually, I thought I knew where I was going to start this conversation. I thought I did.
Yes.
But then just sort of doing my research and also my amazing team doing the research, I realized that I heard you before I saw you.
Yeah.
And that was actually why I wanted to begin with Inspector Gadget.
Yes.
I watched that first episode again.
Yeah.
Literally last night. I was watching it and I remember being a kid watching it.
Yeah.
And just being enthralled and happy and pleased.
Yeah.
And watching it now as a 40-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
knowing I'm going to sit with you, it was so interesting to look at this white little girl with the blonde pigtails and the blue eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and now being aware that a
And he's
black
black.
woman is the voice
And he
of
is
this
black.
character. So
Yeah.
how did Penny come into your life?
Well, my father, my career started with pure nepotism.
You're
Right?
Nepo, baby.
I'm a Nepo baby.
Wow.
My father, Don Franks, was a huge voiceover man in Canada. And I attended very little school. And he used to take me to almost all of his jobs. And I would sleep on the floor. I was always in the booth with him. And he was auditioning for Inspector Gadget. And I was just with him. And he said, why don't you give Cree a read? And it was the first time I was going to audition for something. And I was so excited. And I just felt like it's my time. It's my chance. And I went to I remember I think I was 11. I went to the bathroom and I said, okay, let's go. And I went in there. And after I did the audition, they applauded. And I thanked them for giving me the job. I didn't have the job.
Thanks, guys.
I said, thank you. I can't wait to start this job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got that job.
How many years did you do it?
I did Inspector Gadget, I think, for 3 or 4 years.
How was that for you? Going in every week, just getting these episodes. Were you thinking about character or were you just having a good time?
I was actually thinking about getting a bike, my own bike. And I knew that if I kept working, I could buy bikes. You know, my father was an antique car collector. He had a Model T Ford race team, and he also collected vintage Harley Davidsons. And I couldn't wait to have my own machines. That's what it was about.
Of course, you grow up to be best friends with Lenny Kravitz.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
I like cars.
Wow, that's so crazy. Well, it was such a lovely, nostalgic thing to go back and watch that cartoon.
Yeah.
And to see it and to see.
Low voice.
Oh my gosh. And realizing, oh, this is actually where it began.
That was the first one. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm grateful for that. Now we're going to get to a show that changed my life and changed the lives of so many of us. It's, to me, it's a pillar of television. And it's, I think, one of the greatest television shows of all time. We arrived very quickly at a different world.
Yeah.
Tell me, what was that audition process like for you?
It was crazy. I mean, I had only been in LA 6 months.
Of course.
Right. I moved here. I was 16, and then maybe 3 days later after I moved here, I turned 17. And but I'd already worked for a lot of American animated film houses.
Mm-hmm.
So I already was known by Cartoon Network in different places. So I was able to start working in animation pretty fast. But you have to remember, at that time, animation was kind of frowned upon. They treated it like I was going to work at the Gap. Yeah.
Wow.
There was really no respect for that craft. But anyway, I got a call, and it was a huge casting call because Lisa, who's now Lilikoi, had left the show. And everybody knew she had left the show.
Right.
So it was like a nationwide thing. That audition was just packed. And I remember just waiting in a room with so many people. And it was the first time I had driven onto a really big lot in Hollywood. And I remember feeling like this is like everything I ever imagined it would be like in Hollywood, because all my life I was going to leave Canada and move to Hollywood. And there I was finally, and I remember just so fucking scared. Oh my God. And the worst part was I could hear all the girls auditioning. And I remember just going, God, this is really nerve-wracking. And I did the first audition. I did okay. And we never auditioned with a Different World script, by the way.
Wow.
May I add that it was always some weird, obscure script.
Interesting.
And so you never knew what your character was supposed to be or who you were supposed to be. And it kept changing, And so I think I was on, the last audition was, before Network, was probably like audition number 11.
Whoa.
I mean, they really put us through it.
Wow.
And I remember I took it home. This is really crazy now that I think about it. So we're now whittling down the amount of girls auditioning. So there was probably, I know Charnel Brown was in the mix. I had my own little shitty apartment in Hollywood right above Sunset with a futon and a plant and a boombox. Living, baby. And I remember Debbie came to me. One of the girls that was auditioning was from England and was a dancer that Debbie had worked with. And I could tell behind the scenes she was really pushing for this chick. And Debbie said, well, you have an apartment. Is it okay if she stays with you? Girl, could you fucking imagine?
Classic.
Your competition.
Miss Debbie.
Miss Debbie Allen.
Only Miss Debbie.
Ladies and I would have done anything,
Same.
Next thing I know, this chick is in my apartment. So now I'm in one room, she's in another room, and we're both preparing for the audition of our lives.
Jesus.
Meanwhile, I'm, just trying to keep it together.
Perfect.
For the love of God. So I go, and I had a script from A Raisin in the Sun, which, as you know, is not hilarious.
No.
Right? So I remember sitting there thinking, how do I make this shit funny? And then we go back, and I hear all the girls going in, and there's no laughter, nothing. And I said, I gotta fucking do something, man, because it's dead in there. So the character was waiting to go to the bathroom and was knocking on the door, hurry up. So I did this whole pee dance, 2 minutes of jumping around and acting like a fool. And they started cracking up. The louder they laughed, the more absurd I became. And then I did the read. And I walked out of there and I thought, this is my fucking gig. And then I had to go to Network and I saw Kadeem. I was reading with Don Lewis and Charlie was reading with Kadeem. And I remember he walked by and I thought, damn, he isn't that cute on TV. I thought, holy shit. And I wasn't, now I'm not even in my audition. I'm thinking about how can I get this dude's attention? Like an asshole. So anyway, I prepare, I go in, I do the scene with Dawn, and I go home, and I thought I didn't get it. And I did. Wow. Yeah, it was wild. It was such a journey,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And then she flew back to England.
And thank God.
I mean, she was very nice, but you get to go.
Wow.
You know.
What a harrowing journey. But
Harrowing.
what was the first day on set like?
Also harrowing, because Charlie and I were really hanging on by a mosquito cut hair. They had us, like, they didn't say, here's your contract, welcome to the show. We got 3 episodes, and if we were good, we could get another 3. Do you know how fucking stressful that is? We did those 3 episodes, and I remember Charlie and I really just holding on to each other and just really praying that we could come back. And it was an instant love affair with Jasmine Guy, who took one look at me and decided we were going to be sisters. And she took care of me. She coached me. I mean, I could start to cry thinking about it. She was just delightful. Yeah. So I feel like she ensured that I got another 3 and another 3. I don't think we got a regular contract till the very end of that first season, or second season, but for us, first season. Yeah. We were scared all the time.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I do want to take a moment to honor Jasmine Guy in this moment.
I can just think of a story when I think of Jasmine. I remember I was doing a scene with her and I was looking for something in a drawer. And I said, cut. And she said, she used to call me Madam, and I called her Princess, still to this day. Madam Manip, the manipulator of love, and Princess Peach Fuzz. And she said, Madam, what are you looking for? And I said, I don't know, I'm just in the drawer. She said, that's what it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah. And I said, oh, fuck, I better look for something. Wow. And it changed. Now I'm looking for something. Right now I'm present. Another time we were rehearsing, and I'm reading, she said, stop. She said, do you know you're saying that line the same way every time?
Wow.
I said, am I? She said, you are. And it, again, another elevation and another opportunity to evolve. That's sisterhood.
Yeah.
That's love. And she's always been that for me, just solid. But everybody, I mean, that's a show, that's one of those rare shows where everybody's pretty delightful. I got my first love on that show. And
It really was Black Camelot.
yes, it was.
And I think that's why it reached out of the TV and kind of touched all of us. Because I think what you're talking about, even though I didn't know those small, nuanced stories, I think we can feel that community that you all had. And
There was no faking it.
and also the honoring of you're on a fictitious college campus that is a historically Black college.
Yeah.
And that is when Miss Debbie Allen walks in and says, look, I went to Howard.
Yes, I know what it's supposed to be like. I know what it's really like.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm from Canada. We ain't got no HBCUs in Canada. I didn't even know what the hell was going on.
I'm from Chicago.
You know, I was like, an HBCU, okay.
all Black people
Sure.
at the school.
Not only that, I'm a high school dropout, so I really was,
Acting. You were acting.
I was acting my ass off. Yes.
You talked about being nervous those first couple episodes, obviously, because you had to hit the mark. I was actually going to ask you, what was the hardest part about doing multicam comedy?
I don't think that was the hard part, quite frankly. The hard part was battling myself, trying to get a job I already had.
The entire run?
Well, not the entire run. I mean, by the time when we got our contract, when we negotiated
finally,
the
they're like,
contract, and I got my first,
"You're good."
I got my first Harley Davidson. Then I went to work like this. I was pimping it to work.
Yes.
Rawr.
I mean, well, because it's so interesting because I got a chance to talk to Shirley Ralph. I got a chance to talk to Jada Pinkett about multicam and how it is a unique way of acting. And it's something I've never had to do. I've only been on single camera comedy, which is, it's like being in a film. They do want you to be subtle. And
there was no subtlety in this.
Exactly.
This was giant.
Yeah, but we still watch it now and it still plays. And obviously you guys weren't afraid to go to darker spaces. So I'm just curious for you, was it something that you had to learn on the fly, or was multicam acting something that sort of came naturally to you?
I think it came naturally to me. I really do. Because once I really got into Freddie and into the relationships, I wasn't even thinking about it. I really wasn't. I mean, every now and then I'd think, oh, I better hit that mark, or, and we were well aware of who the 4 guys were operating the cameras and, who was going to get you at this angle and who was going to get you there, because it was a real family affair. I mean, I was like 17 years old, right? I was a kid. And so there was lots of help offered. I don't even think it was something I thought about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. Playing the same character can be rewarding and repetitive.
Yes.
So how did you keep Freddie fresh for yourself all those years?
Oh, am I going to be honest? Okay, I'll be honest. She was fresh for a while. By the time we got to season 6, I had a record deal with Capitol Records and my rock band Subject to Change. And I was about to go on tour. We were going to open for a black ska band called Fishbone. And I was engaged to the drummer. And I was ready to get the fuck out of there. Kadeem was doing movies. Jasmine was doing Harlem Nights. Like, we all couldn't wait to go to the next step. What we didn't realize was we ain't Saved by the Bell. We ain't those white shows, and the world wasn't waiting for us like that. We couldn't wait because we thought, hey, we're the number 2 show in America. There's no way everybody can't wait to see us. And nobody gave a shit. And you saw how that show ended, with a whimper, not a bang. Yeah. And I think it was a real reality check for everybody.
You've led me to that question, which is, what was life like after being on a hit TV show on NBC?
Yeah. Well, for me, it was great in a way, because I was doing what I had come to LA to do, which was to be a rock star. In my mind, I was going to be a rock star, And so I went on tour for a year and a half, and I was having the time of my life. And it was when I got off tour that I realized, no, there was no job waiting for me. And I couldn't get an agent. There were no auditions. And then you want to know who saved me? Gina Prince.
Bythewood.
Yeah.
Gina Prince Bythewood.
She saved me. I was at home. Fish, who was the guy I was engaged to, he had split. And I was running out of money, and I didn't know what to do. And she called me on the phone and said, can you get to NBC to read for this show I'm working on called Sweet Justice, starring Cicely Tyson and Melissa Gilbert? And I said, yeah. And she said, I'm going to take you right to network. Wow. And I went in, and the next thing I knew, I had a job. I was a regular on a series.
Sweet
and
Justice.
She just gave it to me.
Wow. And that's from the relationship.
From a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also going to ask you, first I want to go into some specific episodes of A Different World, but I want you to lead the way. What was the most difficult episode for you to film? I think I know this, but I'm curious to hear what you say.
Probably the date rape episode.
Wow.
Yeah. No, actually, that wasn't the most difficult.
Okay.
The most difficult was Mammy Dearest.
That's what I thought it was.
Did you see what I had to do?
Yeah.
I was in full blackface.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is, to me, it's one of the most pivotal episodes, actually. And A Different World, the reason why I love it is because, yes, it was funny, but you all weren't afraid to make us uncomfortable.
No.
And I think that has had a lasting effect on me as an artist, to never pacify the audience.
You're here, baby. Come on.
Y'all taught me that.
Oh.
Because you really weren't afraid to push us on Thursday night.
That's Debbie.
But
They would have had us shucking and jiving to the end of the road
Oof.
if it wasn't for Debbie.
Come on, Miss Debbie Allen.
Yeah.
How did you get through the filming of Mammy Dearest, and what were the conversations that were happening
We were
on set?
pissed. Oh, we were all on fire. The cast was furious, man.
And we'll speak about what Mammy Dearest is for those that maybe aren't aware.
Yeah.
Mammy Dearest is an episode in which Whitley's character finds out that her family owns slaves. At one point, Lena James uncovers that. We're going to I think it's the Gilbert Library, actually.
Just sitting there.
Come on. And also, Whitley is trying to honor a certain memorabilia.
She's trying to to reclaim.
Reclaim
Claim it.
images
Yeah.
from the past that were obviously propaganda.
Yes.
But there are Black people that want to reclaim these images and not feel shame, but rather find pride in it.
Yeah.
And one of those characters for Whitley is Mammy, and she's honoring a lot of our ancestors.
And Topsy. And,
Yes, Topsy.
and Step and Fetch It. And
Exactly.
all the times the first times we were got to be seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so obviously Kimberly has a issue with that because
she's dark
a
skinned.
brown-skinned woman.
Right.
And the episode really does I think, a pretty poetic job of getting to the end of that. And of course, it ends on a Nikki Giovanni poem.
Beautiful.
Where the first time I heard Nikki Giovanni
Really?
was, that episode of A Different World. And that's also where I think you guys also educated us. You entertained us, you educated us, and you pushed us.
Yes.
And so I am curious how that it was tough on set for everyone, but ultimately what you all made was something that really stuck and lasted. And I wonder if it was because of the heated debates you guys were having on set.
There were so many heated debates. I was so uncomfortable.
I understand.
Jada got to do an African dance.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Very well.
Charlie got to recite the beautiful poem of Nikki Giovanni.
Yes.
And I was Topsy,
Right.
doing the thing with the hair and the black face. And I was very uncomfortable. And also I was young, don't forget. So I didn't know that it was important to do. And you just don't know. I think I was so, what are people going to think? Here's this fucking high yella doing this thing. Are they going to think I'm an asshole? Like as you do when you're young, you take everything so personal. And it was a retroactive love affair with that episode. We all love that episode.
Wow.
Now.
Right.
But we had to mature into loving that episode. We didn't even know what we were doing, how prolific and how important that was. And my mother is black as night. It's her favorite episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What was the most fun episode for you to do?
Oh, the stepping episode.
Oh.
Because my mom was a dancer. Love shout to Hellcat.
Come on.
She's was forcefully retired from the National Tap Company of Canada. She would have danced till the end of time.
Wow.
And I can dance, so Freddie wasn't allowed to dance. And I remember doing that thing and everybody cracking up because I looked like I had no rhythm. And I had to beg Debbie to let me dance because she was going to put me in the back and have me kind of stumble through. And I said, come on, let me
Miss
show
D. Debbie
let me show
Allen.
'em what I got.
I got something.
And she said, okay, I won. And so she put me in the front and I was like, look at that, I can fucking dance.
Such a good episode.
Such a good episode.
As we wrap up the Different World chapter, because we could be here all day, but we have other things to talk about.
Okay.
I just want to ask you.
Oh my God, look at this.
Come on.
Okay.
How did A Different World change your life?
Oh, Jesus. It's the reason everybody knows my name. Completely changed my life. No one would have known who I was if it wasn't for Different World. I fell in love with Kadeem Hardison. That was my first grown-up real love affair. Best first boyfriend in the world. Best. I mean, we loved comic books. We loved motorcycles. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with Fonzarelli and Pinky Tuscadero from Happy Days. And there was an episode where they're popping wheelies together and they're jumping and they're frolicking through the field. They're riding their bikes. And my mother said, I turned to her and I said, now that's real love. Right? I was, God knows, I'm probably like 8 years old.
Wow.
And so Kadeem was like, we were Fonzie and Pinky. We would ride our bikes. And I remember there was a comic book called Deathlock, Marvel. I think he was a black superhero, like a half man, half cyborg. And Kadeem was introducing me to Deathlock. And I think that Marvel maybe made 10 issues. And we went to every comic book store in the city so he could get me all 10 issues. And we drove our bike somewhere pretty and read all the comics. I mean, for me, it's dreamy to me. You know what I mean? For a young girl. So Different World gave me Kadeem. Different World gave me Jasmine Guy, who is my eternal sister. I will I'm honored to have Jasmine. It gave me Debbie Allen. Debbie
Yes.
Allen changed my life.
Yes.
After Different World, I got to take Debbie to the ballet to see the Eichmann Ballet. And I remember being so scared to call her because we hadn't seen each other in so many years, And I said, I really want to take Debbie Allen out. And I took her to the ballet, and it was probably one of the best nights of my life. Yeah.
She's
It's a miracle.
she's
There's no one else that does everything that she does that looks like us.
yeah, in the way that she does.
Except for maybe you now.
No. I'm still learning. I'm still sitting at the feet.
Well,
No.
you do that right here.
Well, I'm grateful to all of you forever. We all are for doing that, for having the debates,
Yeah.
for getting uncomfortable, for lifting each other up in front and behind the scenes,
Yeah.
and showing us what a TV show family can look like.
And for making everyone go to
College.
HBCU.
Yeah, HBCUs.
People didn't even know that they wanted to go to college till they saw Different World.
Right. Yeah. And also, activism, being into, being a lawyer.
And to be a freak.
Yeah.
There was Freddie Brooks all over
Yeah.
the world. And then they saw me and said,
And Freddie Brooks.
I'm Freddie.
And she's so just present. Like when you look at her then, it's like, oh, this is what everybody's saying now.
Yes.
She was ahead of her time.
Yes, she was.
Now, TV shows, there's another big TV show you were a part of, and it's animated, that I watched as a young person and loved.
Yeah.
Talking about Rugrats.
Susie Carmichael.
What?
The fucking best. She looked like us.
Yeah.
Finally. Because
You were playing a black girl.
A real little black girl. Pre-Susie Carmichael, all the characters were just white, template, colored black. Susie had the barrettes.
Yeah, the hair,
Susie
the
had
braids. Come on. The fits.
The fits, everything. The attitude.
Yeah.
She
she's
was
coming out
checking
right now. I can hear
Angelica.
it.
You know what I mean? Not today, Angelica.
Not today.
Not fucking today, Angelica.
Wow. That
Yeah.
went 9 seasons.
Yes. And then we just did it again.
I know.
But we just got canned.
Okay.
But we did it. We did it again.
How, what's interesting, Mary Tyler Moore talked about striking lightning twice.
I watched that documentary because of you in it. Anyway, obsessed.
It's
Go
just,
on.
it's
The
interesting.
best, the
it's,
best,
it's,
yeah.
it's hard to be a part of iconic TV shows more than once. because
Yes.
They just don't come along very often. Rugrats is up there. It's such a the animation is really beautiful and interesting and thoughtful and
Yeah.
artful. And you being a part of that means a lot to a lot of us.
Yeah.
So what did it mean for you?
It was everything. I mean, I remember when I first, when you do animation, you get a picture and you take it home and you look at, well, back in the day, I used to take it home. Now I'm just,
You have to
just do it at
privacy,
home.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember I saw that picture of her and I thought, oh my God, that's us at last. And I just got and I didn't, wait, now that I think about it, I didn't audition for Rugrats.
Offer,
I was given Rugrats.
as you should have been.
Yeah. I was gifted Rugrats.
Wow.
But I remember getting that picture and going, oh my God, let's go.
What did you have anything in mind for the character's voice or obviously
Well,
it
I'd
was
heard
exciting.
everybody else's voice and I knew that they were going ultra baby.
Okay.
And I got to be a little elevated because Susie was just a little bit older.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit older. And Susie's parents, 2 doctors. Susie was smart. And so I wanted to just give her that little edge, just make her noticeably smart,
Yeah, and what is your process when you're in the booth?
I know everybody wants some deep thing. You know what I mean? Everybody, like some Jack Daniels, some mentholated cools. I mean, because I always say my voice sounds like 1,000 miles of dirt road and regret, It's just like you've dragged my vocal cords down the road.
Chain smoking.
I don't do anything. You know what? I look at what it looks like. What does this character look like? What does it make me feel? And then I
Cool.
just do it. Yeah.
I think that's your gift. I think it's because you aren't thinking so much about it.
I don't think about it.
Wow.
And it's fun.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, how do you keep that fun for
Oh
5
my!
years?
I just fucking
and then
love
to keep
it.
going back.
Cartoons don't hurt anybody. I have a clean conscience job. I go to sleep at night. And when my kids aren't driving me fucking crazy, I go to sleep at night. And cartoons will always be beloved to me because it's the first time as a kid you see what can I be, right? And so, and I think they keep me young. Cartoons keep me young.
You look very young. You're aging backwards. Which is
Thank you.
such a lovely gift.
Thank you.
What's interesting is you never veered away from the sitcom. After A Different World, some people may say, oh, I don't want to go back to a multicam set.
Yeah.
But what I found was you made appearances on some really iconic Black sitcoms.
I did. Yeah.
And one of them is one of my all-time favorites, which is Living Single.
Yes.
And what's
Yvette, yeah.
What's special about this is that as we try to get away from A Different World, we kind of
They
can't.
keep pulling me back in.
Yvette Lee Bowser,
Yes.
who began, her early career on A Different World.
All of us intertwined.
It's
Susan Fales,
Hello,
Gina, you, Yvette.
A lot of people think I didn't work at A Different World, but it's as if I'm an honorary employee.
You are.
I'm just, But how was it for you to be on the set of Yvette Lee Bowser's show?
It was crazy.
After having witnessed her be a writer on A Different World. And is that not the dream?
It was wonderful, but I don't know if Debbie talked to you about this, but Debbie changed the game. Actors and writers and ne'er the two shall meet was what it used to be like. But for Debbie, we were always intertwined with the writers. They were always on the set. You could go to them anytime and say, hey, what if Freddie tried this? Or I don't think Freddie would say this. We just had so much communication. So to go from that to seeing Yvette on Living Single was pretty seamless.
Wow.
I was just proud of her.
Of course.
Let's go.
And I loved, the episode's called Love Thy Neighbor.
Yes.
And you go on a date with Overton.
Yes. And I was no Mensa member. She was not very bright.
Okay.
Remember Summer? She was like one of the dead-eyed children, if I remember correctly.
Summer was,
Yeah, she was doing her best. She was a girl with a dream, you know what I mean?
What was that call like? Did your agent just call you? Did Yvette call you? It was just a fun thing that you're like,
I have an agent at that time is the question.
Who did the deal?
I think my manager did the deal. He never left me. He stuck
Nice.
around, yeah.
And just was it just a cool thing to have?
It's a cool thing to go hang out, But
I'm also curious, what was it like working with that cast?
Oh God, it was beautiful. Everybody was so cool. I had never met Erica before, and that was an instant love affair.
Of course.
And I don't think I had met Kim before.
Kim Fields, Kim Cole.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I had met either Kim. I had never met Queen Latifah. So it was just it was fantastic. And I already liked the show. I watched the show on purpose.
Wow.
So it was great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how was it different from, because obviously every show has their own vibe, and obviously A Different World, you were a part of that as you showing up as a guest on Living Single. What was the energy? What was the vibe?
I was pretty spoiled.
Okay.
I was treated very kindly.
Of course.
But you're a guest star.
Yeah.
It's like sleeping on somebody's couch. You don't live there.
No.
So you just come hang out, eat their food, and then you fly back home.
Do your part.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of iconic sitcoms,
Yes.
another one you popped up on, Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Of course, as one of the many love interests of
I
Will.
know. How did he? Come on.
Look.
He's cute, but we're going crazy now. He had everybody.
Well, he did.
Everybody.
But I love it. To me, it's like the Jet magazine. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He thought us to okay, all right.
He had every beauty of the week.
And look, you were one of them, okay?
Yes, I remember I had to straddle him and kiss his neck.
Yeah, I rewatched the episode. It was really cool. What was your experience like working with Will?
That was fantastic.
Y'all have a really great chemistry. You buy it as y'all as a couple.
Do you?
You do.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It was beautiful. He was very kind. I remember, like I said, I was engaged to Fish at the time. I remember he bought me this big bouquet, like a congratulations thing.
Wow.
But it was like that again. It was like Living Single in the sense that I walked on and felt so adored.
Oh.
I've been very lucky. I've really been lucky. When I think back and even think now when I get to guest star on shows, I've always been treated with such kindness. I'm pretty fucking spoiled.
You're beloved. You're beloved.
Yeah.
You're beloved. Well, I also want. Now it's funny with your career. It's very much live action and animation.
It goes back and forth.
Yeah. There's a movie an animated movie
Yes.
that I remember seeing on TV and loving so much and getting lost in it.
Yeah.
And of course, I revisited the movie again for this conversation.
Yeah.
Atlantis, The Lost Empire.
It's one of the best Disney movies ever, and my character, Princess Kida, is the first Black Disney princess.
See what I'm saying?
Come on, they don't give me no love for that shit. Let's
Look,
talk
who
about
you
it.
talking to?
The fuck is going on?
Come on.
It drives me crazy.
It's such a
Yes.
epic movie.
It's an action movie, and Kida wasn't she something?
She was amazing.
Yeah.
I was into Michael J. Fox. Obviously.
Michael J. Fox was my love interest.
It was so
Yeah.
fascinating. I'm curious, what did you think when that project crossed your desk?
Oh, Jesus, I couldn't believe it that I was going to be in a Disney feature, and I couldn't believe I was going to be a Disney princess. I had to pinch myself that whole time. I remember working with Michael, just going, is this? And for me, too, I was working with Father Guido Sarducci. Do you remember him?
Yes.
I'm a diehard Gilda Radner fan.
Why?
She is really one of my favorite comedians of
rest.
all time. May she rest in peace. Beautiful
I
Gilda.
see her influence.
Oh, and Lorraine Newman is another. I just worship these women from early SNL. And Gilda had this wonderful movie called Gilda Live. And she had this comedian, Father Guido Sarducci, that would come out. And he was in Atlantis. And I remember he was the one I couldn't fucking wait to meet, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, the voice work in that movie is really stunning.
Amazing, isn't it?
And just revisiting just that animation.
The way it looks.
my
It's
gosh.
delicious to your
so
eyes.
smart.
Yeah.
What you
That was, by the way, a major bomb.
I know.
You know, it tanked.
which is
It tanked.
nuts because it's so special. But there's some cool kids out there that know about it.
That's right. Those who know. Those who know.
They know.
That's
if you know
right.
about Atlantis, cool. If
Yeah.
you don't, that's on
Yeah.
you. You do speak with a bit of an accent in the film.
Yes.
Where was that a directorial choice?
That was a directorial choice.
With a coach on that one?
Well, I didn't have a coach, but you know, I've spoken so many fictitious languages. I mean, I was in George Lucas's first cartoon, which is called Ewoks and Droids, where I spoke Ewokian, and there I speak Atlantean.
Right.
And
Which is not a real.
and we did a kind of mashup of a Middle Eastern plus some kind of staccato things that would be kind of maybe British
Right.
sounding, and we just kind of mashed the two together. I love doing fictional accents and things like that. I like playing an alien. I like to play, you know, third duck to the left, you know. I do it all. I love it. It's fun.
So for you with that process, did you have to like think about it a little bit more?
I had a Bible.
Okay.
I mean, listen, these nerds, which I say with the utmost reverence.
yeah.
I consider myself a nerd. As you see, I've got Boba Fett and Chewie, and I got Darth Vader.
Come on.
You know, these nerds don't fuck around.
No.
So it was a full Bible for the language. Yeah.
Wow.
So there was a word for everything,
Was
which
it
is so cool.
Was that an exhausting process or an exhilarating?
Exhilarating.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, something a little bit lighter, but just
Okay.
as significant
Yes.
is Proud Family.
Proud family. Lil Peebo.
Yes.
I wouldn't do that if I was you, Mr. Proud.
Another classic voice.
Lazzle.
Amazing
I
character.
love that kid.
I love that series.
Yeah.
And I was very honored to come back when they came back
Aw,
around.
babe.
Came back around. Come on, Ralph, Bruce.
Yes. Yes, they're so good.
I know. That's why I wanted to ask you, because I have a wonderful time.
Yeah,
doing
it's
that
fun.
show.
They let you play, right? You can say whatever. I mean,
It's
I'll ad lib you to death.
same.
Like, you know,
Same.
flag
I
on the
can-
field, bitch, shut up.
I-
I'll keep going.
You'll probably go further than me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, did you get it? Do we have it? I just was curious what your experience was working on that one.
Well, I love them. They're beautiful.
They're amazing
And
people.
I love anything that lets me just play.
Yes.
I'm also a fan of Mae West, who you know used to rewrite everything she got and also made the first drag show. I know people don't know that, but she's responsible for the first drag show.
Wow.
She was amazing.
That's great.
So I always love the idea of just getting in there and playing.
Yeah.
And they let me play. They just let me go, and I have a good time. I couldn't believe they brought Peebo back. You know.
yeah.
And then I also played this big Bufferina, this big Russian she's like, if she was a truck, she'd have 18 wheels. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but that's what's so great about that show is that they have iconic, like, Black
many
folks behind the voices. But I just remember when it first came on and how special that was for my sister and I.
Yeah.
And
Penny Proud.
yes,
on.
big deal. You know, from white penny to black penny.
That's right. The pennies.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Another iconic show that you popped up on that I thought was so fitting because I love this show and I respect it as much as I respect A Different World. So to see you on it, I thought was very smart of them to do. I'm talking about Atlanta.
Yeah, Donald. God, I love that. What a beautiful man he is. And he's so fucking wise and so innovative.
Gifted.
And gifted. And he's been so generous to me. He calls me and gives me presents all the time. That was, by the way, that scene in Atlanta
Yes.
is a phone conversation Donald and I had.
Oh,
I mean, he had called me up. No, this is the funny part. I called him and then we were getting off the phone and I said, I'm so glad you called me. And he says, you called me. I was probably deep in the fight. You know, I'll put my bong down.
He didn't have to remind me.
But we'd had this wild conversation about other worlds and where do we think what spaces do we occupy? And then next thing I knew, it was in
Classic. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
classic conversation. with
Yeah,
Donald
yeah.
Glover. You know, I remember reading Diane Carroll's memoirs, plural. There's two,
Yes.
both amazing. But in them, she talks about her time working on A Different World. And what's so beautiful about it is she speaks about remembering being on the set of Julia
Yeah.
and how she was so proud to be on the set of A Different World to just witness the progress that she had started.
Yeah.
And I think I can say this, you being on the set of Atlanta is also a sort of a version of you getting to see where things are now
Yeah.
and what you helped start. I'm curious what blew you away about that set.
Well, it ran so efficiently, for one. And just that it was Donald's creation, like you said, that we could make something like that we could be seen in that perspective. You know, we've been so hindered by caricature and lack of opportunity, which doesn't get us to see all the dimensions that we are. And that's what I loved about Atlanta. It was, I haven't seen us like that before. Yet we've always existed like that. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, that's what we got to keep doing.
Yeah. And you keep showing up.
I know, I'm so lucky. Again, just spoiled rotten.
It's
You know, I get the call.
it's also reverence. It's love. It's gratitude. So look, the last show we're gonna talk about is it's one of my favorite shows of all time.
I know
I
it
love this
is.
show
Yes.
so much.
Yes.
I love the person who created it.
And she's something.
Better Things.
Yes. Can I tell you, that was another savior.
I know.
Did she tell you this story?
I don't know if she told me, but I look
Well,
forward to
we're
hearing it from
talking
you.
about Pamela Adlon.
Yes, we are.
Who I call Jupiter.
Okay.
And Jupiter Thunder Road, patron saint of divorced women.
Come on.
So I had the father of my children had just split. And now I'm a single mother and I'm scared shitless. And I was doing okay with voiceover, but not enough to carry 3 chicks now.
Right.
Now there's 3 girls in the house, Mama and the Savages. And I get this call from Flea, the casting director, Flea Fasano, who calls me and says, hey, and I've known Pam for years. We've worked together in cartoons.
Right. She's a voiceover actress.
We've been probably doing cartoons together for 25 years.
Love
But I
it.
probably hadn't hung out with Pam maybe in 5 or 6 years, really seen her. And so Flea calls and she says, your friend Pam wants you to come in and read for Better Things.
Mm.
And I said, no thanks,
Mm.
because I hadn't been on camera for 25 years. I said, no, thank you. And I was also deep in heartbreak. I was really broken up, man. I didn't feel like I could get out of bed, let alone come audition for something. Are you fucking kidding me? So Flea calls back and she says, Pam says You have to audition. And I'm going to come in on Saturday by myself and put you on tape. Fuck. Okay. Damn it. So I'm learning the script. I get there, Flea's taping me, full on fucking hot flash because I'm in menopause. Do you remember that great moment in broadcast news with Albert Brooks?
Yes.
When he finally gets to do the anchor position and he just is drenched in flop sweat?
Yes.
That was me.
Wow.
Right? The camera guy's like, and I'm just fucking drenched.
God.
So needless to say, I gave one of the shittiest auditions of my life. And I walked out of there and I said, fuck, I blew it. Because once I got there, once you get there, you want the job.
Yeah.
And there I was, sweating like a whore in church. And so I got home and I thought, well, I blew that, didn't I? And then I got the call saying, you can come. But you didn't get that part. That was a big part.
Okay.
So we're going to bring your raggedy ass in and give you a little part. So I came in with my little part and I pulled a Mae West. I just started fucking ad-libbing my ass off. Everything. Just can't shut this bitch up. So after that first episode, I get a call and Jupiter says, well, we're bringing you back. That was fantastic. And then it got bigger. And then it got bigger. And then I was in the second season. And then the second season was all an arc about my breakup in real life.
Yeah, of course.
That we recreated.
Of course, that's what Bam
And
was.
then the last season, she calls me up and she says, well, you're such a good storyteller. Would you like to write on the show or would you like to act on the show? I said, I want to write on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote myself back into the show.
That's what you do. Very smart.
And I've made my brother, Rainbow Sun, my brother in the show. Yeah.
What was it like being on that set and working with Pam?
Man, again, just, I get by with a little help from my friends, like the Beatles say. My friends have saved me. My friends are the reason I still have a career. And Jupiter saved me. And one thing, to work with your friend who you adore is great. But I've always wanted to write. I've always been a songwriter.
Right.
I've always had rock bands. And I've always wanted to be a real writer, which I know one shouldn't be more real than the other. But, I got 6 years of formal education, right? And I spell for shit. So for someone to give me the opportunity to be a staff writer on one of the 10 biggest shows in America, says Time Magazine, right? And now I'm in a writer's room? Are you fucking kidding me?
Where you belong.
It was heaven on earth. And what a gift. What a gift. And I love that experience. I mean, if I could be in don't let me get too excited. I know every writer's room ain't that writer's room. But if I could be in writer's rooms like that forever. And that was a gift. She didn't have to throw me that gargantuan opportunity. But she did.
What did you learn about yourself?
In that writer's room?
Well, in that experience.
I learned I can do it.
Yeah.
And I learned I could be back on camera. I was pushing maximum density. I was a real dump truck. When I get sad, I eat everything. So I was really uncomfortable in my skin.
Mm.
And I think when relationships end before you're ready to have them end, it can make you very insecure. I was very insecure. So to be on camera at that time was like, God damn it, this is the last. I wouldn't want to be seen right now, is how I felt. I remember always adjusting my clothes. I remember, also I had Graves' disease, which I'm in remission from.
Okay.
And Graves' disease, if treated, doesn't have to be such a drag, but I didn't treat it. It became Graves' disease of the eyes, which can make your eyes look very bulgy, very Feldmanian, very Marty Feldman. And I was very self-conscious. So it was like a crisis of vanity.
Wow.
And what I learned is I'm not what I look like. And that my acting doesn't have anything to do with what I look like.
Mm.
And being a mother of girls, I think it was a very good lesson. In retrospect, I'm really happy that I got to be and feel that unattractive. I had Graves' disease for 10 years. And what a beautiful gift. I mean, I didn't fucking like it then. But it made me a better actor.
Yeah.
not about what you look like, which I didn't even know was a hang-up of mine.
Wow.
I didn't know I was depending on my face or my body in any way because I've never played a leading lady. I've never played a pretty girl.
Wow.
So I didn't know that was a crutch.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because we were talking about your time on Fresh Prince of Bel Air being one of the beauties that
Yeah, that was
turned the corner. Did that not
Cement
say
it?
that to you? Did that not
No.
make you feel, oh, I'm one of the pretty girls?
No, I don't think I felt that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. I don't think I think I've talked about that maybe once before.
I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah.
Well, it's always such a joy to see you on television. That's the
Thank
thing.
you.
It's like you bring so much joy and so much light. And so I wanted to ask you, final question.
Yeah.
What is
Final question?
Yeah.
God damn
I
it.
know. It's a big one though.
Oh, God.
What is your definition of a really great actress?
Someone I believe. When I believe it. When I know they believe it. You and I have had conversations when we're alone about being present. And you know it's my favorite thing. To me, it is the prescription for life. We spend, so many people, and myself included, we spend so much time jumping out of our bodies, abandoning ourselves, leaving ourselves. A great actress is someone who stays in that character, is in the body of that character, and is present. It's like what Jasmine said to me. What you looking for in that drawer, Miss Thing? Right?
Yeah.
A great actress knows what the fuck she's looking for. You can be that character. I've been many different people in my life. I'm not that same chick that was on Better Things. I'm not the same chick that was on Atlanta. I'm different now. And so if I can be many people in real life, I can be many characters. And that's what a great actress is.
Well,
To me.
that's a beautiful definition, and I think you fit it really beautifully.
Thank you.
Because as for all the years I've watched you, I've listened to you,
Yes.
you feel just that, very present. And I think you talked about not thinking about it always,
Yeah.
not overthinking it. And I think that's why everybody loves you and keeps coming back, because you are existing
Yes.
on screen, in the space, in the booth,
In the booth.
and we can hear it. We can hear your presence. We can feel your presence. And I think we appreciate the fact that your big sis, Jasmine, reminded you to be
Thank
even
God.
more present.
Thank God. I mean, where was I? I was just like hovering above myself.
You're existing in the world.
Yeah, and she was like, girl, get in your body and look for something in the specific in that fucking drawer.
Well, I'm grateful for all the work, all the hours, all the presence that you brought, because you really do shine a light in every space that you're in. And even with
I
your
love
voice,
you, Lena.
even with your voice is a light that just is a comfort to our ears. And so we all just want to say,
You're going to make me cry.
We
I'm
just
so
wanna say
fucking sensitive. Oh, God.
thank you.
Ay, ay, ay.
Thank you for being a voice in our lives and for being the presence that
Don't
you
make
are.
me cry.
I'm
Lena.
trying
Jesus
to.
Christ, I'm trying to
trying
keep
to-
my shit together. God damn. Can I be cute today? Motherfucker.
I
God.
love you. Thank you.
I love you
I
too.
appreciate you.
sis. I appreciate you too.
That's a cut.
Legacy, oh legacy.